We're here at Knockhill for round 1 of the MG3 Rally Challenge, sponsored by 𝗕cie𝗿𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀 for a record-breaking amount of MGs.
After a successful 2024 season, the 𝗕cie𝗿𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗀 MG3 Rally Challenge returns bigger and better for 2025. As Maisie said, a record-breaking entry of 9 cars line up for round 1 at Knockhill Racing Circuit, headed up by top seeds birthday boy Niall Cowan Jr. and Ashley Thompson. Chasing the grey car down, Thomas Milne and Neil Jeffrey head into their second season of MG motoring. Third in the challenge last year, they're sure to be front runners in 2025. And they are joined by 2 fellow Junior 1000 graduates, 2024 Junior champions Ryan Walker and Stuart McBride, and regular Junior 1000 podium contenders Lachlan Hunter and Richard Simmons, stepping up to their first full seasons of senior rallying. Luke Constantine and Anthony Coates' 2024 championship winning car returns, but with a different driver, Luke's dad Mark stepping back into an MG3 for the first time since the 2023 Scottish. Series co-founder Niall Cowan Sr. returns for another season in the distinctive bronze car. For this round he's joined by the 4th Junior 1000 alumni, current junior front runner William Patterson, shouting the instructions for Knockhill. Max Crowther and Phil Bramah made the long trip from Yorkshire for their first experience of Scottish rallying, fresh from class podiums in the car on both the Track Rod and Malton in 2024. Mick Smith and Paul Stringer are another English crew to join the series. The former Mini Challenge champions are no strangers to one-make rallying and are sure to be a force to be reckoned with, especially when the challenge hits the gravel later in the year. And rounding out the runners for this round, the MG3 Rally Challenge is joined by 17-year-old Flame Arikala. Already an experienced circuit racer, she now begins the journey of following in the footsteps of her grandfather, world rally legend Penty. The super experienced Michael Hendry jumps in to the hot seat. 6 stages made up the morning of the border access Knockhill stages, the slippy conditions catching many competitors out. And the drama started early for the MG3s. This was Crowther and Bramah on SS1. A low oil pressure warning causing them to pull over, and that was their day done before it had really begun. And they weren't the only ones to experience a tough morning. Cowan Jr. and Thompson had decided the best way to shake down the new car was to be more sideways than the Mark IIs, even while being chased by Niall's old ZR. Climbing the hillside on the first stage, you can see the car suddenly slow as the gearbox jams in second. They nursed the car to service and were able to carry on, but then they lost a drive shaft. More work and service kept them in the event, 6 minutes off the lead, but still the most sideways car in attendance. But 6 minutes up the road there was a proper scrap developing for the win. Despite Neil feeling a bit under the weather, Milne and Jeffrey were immediately on top, fastest by 3 seconds in SS1. From there on, however, they were swapping times with their old Junior 1000 sparring partners, Walker and McBride. Trading fastest times back and forth, there was a nice contrast in driving styles, with Thomas's smoother approach contrasting with Ryan's more sideways attack. 5 seconds separated them after 5 stages, with the white car just on top.
Right down, left right, chicane right entry 3, split left on exit.
And chasing the top 2, Lachlan Hunter and Richard Simmons were making it an ex-junior podium lockout. Learning the car with every stage, it was a clean morning apart from a couple of big lockups.
And then we're going to kink left, hairpin right.
just 31 seconds off the lead after 6 stages, and in the perfect place to pounce if the top two hit trouble. And just 13 seconds back, Mark Constantine and Anthony Coates were enjoying themselves in 4th. Another crew to have a couple of big sideways moments in the morning. They had made some setup tweaks and were much happier by the lunch break. Much more of a gravel man, Mick Smith had said he'd expected to be last, so 5th was therefore a pleasant surprise for Mick and co-driver Paul Stringer. They were both enjoying the first run in the car and the friendliness of the service park.
Feels good.
Yeah.
It feels good, and everybody up here is so friendly. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
The yellow car had 35 seconds on Niall Cowan Sr. and William Patterson. It had been a steady start, although young William was working on Niall to go a bit harder. The pep talks were working, now particularly enjoying the hillside section and making a nuisance of himself to some of the more powerful cars. Another enjoying the hillside, 𝗕ici𝗿𝗲𝗲 and Hendry were getting quicker with each passing stage and were now just 8 seconds down on Cowan Sr. and Patterson. Flame clearly growing in confidence and swapping times with the much more experienced campaigners in front. 5th quickest in stage 4, the highlight so far.
Yeah, it's been a good day, good battle with Ryan, just sort of trying to build up. Hopefully can do the same after lunch and see what happens.
Yeah, so far so good. The battle's been really good. On the couple of stages that I've been doing there, I've been getting held up for quite a bit, but a couple of clean runs in there and managed to get a few seconds back, so we'll keep pushing on and see what we can do.
It was going good at the start, and then we realised one of the tyres was the wrong direction, which was causing some lock-ups in the rain, but still going well.
Four stages remained to decide the result, taking the crews into the darkness. The sideways progress continued in the afternoon for Cowan Jr. and Thompson. With their delays in the morning, the result was gone, but fueled by birthday cake and a determination to enjoy themselves, they soldiered on, grabbing 8th at the finish. The grey car will definitely be one to watch on the gravel later in the season. Super keen to sample that gravel, 𝗕ici𝗿𝗲𝗲 and Hendry suffered an off in SS7 that dropped them 3 minutes as Michael and some willing marshals got them back onto the track. They were immediately back on the pace and recorded 7th at the end of the day, a solid opener for the season, and there's definitely more to come. Cowan Sr. and Patterson were one of the crews swapping times with the blue car in the afternoon. They were held up by another crew in stage 9, but bounced back with a 5th fastest time on the final test to open their 2025 account with a strong 6th place. Fifth, and very happy with their first day in the car at the finish, Smith and Stringer's weekend got even better when they were awarded the 𝗕ci𝗿𝗏𝗲𝗏 crew of the day. Mick quick to thank the marshals for braving the cold all day and to praise the pace of the crews at the front. Fourth at the finish, Constantine and Coates had enjoyed both the battle and the banter with Smith and Stringer all day. Mark saying it's going to be a cracking championship, especially when they head into the woods.
Kinks in and out. And then we'll go 2 left up here, 2 left here, 2 right, long left, then the long right.
Less than a minute away from the top spot at the finish, it was an excellent first senior podium for Lachlan Hunter, learning with every stage and impressing co-driver Richard Simmons with his abilities once again, especially on the slippy sections. It was an ideal senior debut event.
Well, what a great start to the season for you. How do you feel?
I don't really know yet, it's not settled in to be fair, but I think I've done myself good today. Yeah. And I can't fault the car. And a massive thank you to BHG for coming along. It wouldn't have been possible without them. Yeah.
And how was it on your side of the car?
Oh, it was good today. Lachlan drove really well. He kept it going, even through the tricky, slidey sections when others had gone off. He did well today.
And that just left the top two, and what a finish they provided. SS7, Walker and McBride cut the gap by 2 seconds with a fastest time before the two crews tied on SS8 to be just 3 seconds apart with 2 stages to go. The two crews close to each other on the stages, making it look more like a race than a rally. On board with Walker and McBride on the last loop, and you can see how dark it was getting. Amazingly, Milne and Jeffrey hadn't brought extra lights with them and surrendered another 3 seconds on stage 9, setting up a dead heat with 1 stage to go.
And flat right, long flat right. And square left through the gate.
Less than 3 miles were left to decide it, and both crews had to send it. Unfortunately, it would be Thomas and Neil who would be bitten, visiting the grass on the final loop and dropping an agonising 6 seconds to Ryan and Stewart. A frustrating ending, but they'll definitely bounce back.
Still a second, still a good result for the day. Annoying that we didn't get first. Going into the last stage neck and neck, and then had an off on the very last lap, which is painful, but yeah, we'll see what happens next time. Hopefully a bit better.
And how was it on your side of the car?
Spent half the day not feeling particularly well after all the twisty turny stuff. Never had that before really. And then just disappointed that our work came undone on the last stage, but you've got to try stuff, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
The crew of the black car made no mistakes on a nervy final stage and kicked off Ryan's first senior season with a win after the best battle the challenge has seen so far. If the rest of the year is anything like as good, we're in for one fantastic season.
Flat left again. Medium left. Flat right up. Flat left over crest and then keep right.
What a day, what a battle, and it came out in your favour.
It certainly did, yeah. It's been a great day, tight battles all day, and we managed to get on top, so I'm very, very over the moon with it. First senior event, proper one, and great way to start off the season.
How did you find the MG?
Oh, it's awesome. Great car, great handling, everything's great about it. I'm obviously going to say that right now, but yeah, hopefully keep going, same for the next few events.
And how was it on your side of the car?
Fine. No issues with Ryan. Tight day all day, so it's been really good. And Ryan's only really driven the car for half an hour or so before that, so for him to come out on top is absolutely brilliant for him.
So it's first blood to Walker and McBride, but only just. And the good feeling for the Autoshop MG3 teams carried on when the challenge sponsor Peter Stewart and Harry Marchbank took the overall rally win by just 2 seconds after another final stage shootout. Up next for the MG3s is Cadwell Park in April.